I'd like to start things off by saying that awareness is the first step. Meditation is all about increasing our awareness, and that is really the first step towards lasting change. We look at this iceberg as a sort of metaphor. What we see above the water represents our habitual behaviors, how we've been living our life, how we've been thinking about things. But what's underneath? Deeper down is our self concept, our identity. As we discussed last week, this includes the beliefs about ourselves, the roles we've played in interpersonal relationships, as well as our expectations of life, expectations on ourselves and others and the world. All of this holds up, all of this informs our habitual daily behaviors. So, trying to change our habits, trying to change our day to day behaviors without addressing this underlying self concept is often very difficult and potentially very short lived. So, the classic case of setting New Year's resolutions, we're trying to change this sometimes without addressing this. And this is what meditation is really looking at. So, where does the self concept, how is our identity built? For one thing, our human body functions much like a camera. So, a camera, it takes a picture of what's right out in front when you press the button, and then the image gets stored on the film. Now, of course, these actual people now do not live in the camera. What's in the camera now is just an image of them, a little snapshot of a moment in time. Our body is much more complex, however, because it records not only our surroundings, what we see, hear, and feel with all the five senses, but also ourself, like a selfie image, gets stored inside every single moment of every single day, along with our internal feelings, thoughts, and sensations. So here is this person, as they're living, we're always recording ourselves as well. And so what's in his mind is not the actual him, it's an image of him. This is the tricky part. The camera has been on 24/7 since the day we were born, perceiving the world and ourselves and imprinting those images, thoughts, and feelings. So, where did we get this camera equipment from? We got it from our parents and ancestors. So, through the DNA, our DNA came already programmed with the physical characteristics of our parents, grandparents, and so on. Also, certain mental and behavioral tendencies as well. So, as we lived our life and we were recording everything, our pictures inevitably contain all kinds of different emotions, including fear, anger, worry, doubts. Because of all these pictures in our mind, we inevitably live with the feeling that something's lacking, that we are not enough. And so, even when we try to make a change, it's still coming from this idea that I'm not doing enough, that I've made mistakes, that I've failed in some way. And so, even those attempts to change are coming from, in some ways, a negative place. So, because of all these pictures in our heads, thoughts, expectations, comparisons, we spend a lot of effort and time trying to keep up, trying to prove ourselves. And again, trying to make change that way can be very exhausting. So, I was reminded of this quote from Albert Einstein where he said, "No problem can be solved from the same consciousness that created it. We must learn to see the world anew." So even as we head into the new year, we want to make positive change. Let's not go at it from the same mind that we've been living with. The same, oh, I should do better. Oh, I've been slacking in this area, so now I need to, put my nose to the grindstone. Not like that. But I'd like you to think about is where do we originally come from? What is our original source? Where did we all come from? Is the existence of the creator, the foundation. Some call it universe, some call it truth. Religions, of course, have different names for this existence. Whatever it is, we're talking about an emptiness in the universe that is forever living. The emptiness of the universe has always been here. It's here right now, and it will never disappear, despite the comings and goings of different material forms. This existence of the universe doesn't change. It lives on forever, and that's why we call it true or truth. We all come from here, and everything that we see, star, sun, moon, earth, we see them as separate, but from truth's perspective, it is all just a beautiful expression or manifestation of that one truth. So if we are an expression of that, and if that existence is within us, we come from the truth, source, creator, and so many scriptures and books say that truth is within us, creator, source is within us, then that should be a place of confidence and trust and worthiness inherently. We don't need to prove ourselves if we really know this and we really feel it inside. Sometimes it's hard to access from within our mind, so let's think about a field of wild flowers. Here we see these flowers are so beautiful. Each flower is unique in shape and color, right? They have a different aroma, perhaps maybe they attract different types of bees and butterflies. But do any of these flowers, though each one is unique, no two flowers are exactly alike, do any of these flowers not belong? Of course not. Of course they all belong. Do any of these flowers need to prove their worth? They need to make some quota, they need to attract a certain number of bees in order to be worthy of life? Of course not. Do any of these flowers need to be more than they are, or anything other than what they are? Of course not. They are perfect just as they are. Each is qualified by virtue of its existence itself. So now let's bring it back to our moment here. Have you ever heard about what are the odds of you being born as you? A Harvard statistician actually went about exploring what are the chances of any individual person. Think about how your parents had to get together at just the right time, your grandparents had to get together at just the precise moment, all the sets of great-grandparents, and so on, past the generations. Sorry about that, and thank you. So this Harvard statistician wanted to explore what are the chances of you being born as you. The answer is 1 in over 400 trillion. The odds of you being born as you is 1 in over 400 trillion. So let that sink in for a second. Your existence is a precious miracle. So often as we look to our life, we get maybe bogged down by circumstances, things not going our way, loss, various challenges. But when we step back, I invite you to this idea that your existence is a precious miracle. So, with that understanding, what if we could operate from a consciousness that says, I belong, I am loved, I am enough, just like those flowers we saw? How would things feel different? How would life feel different? If you have any thoughts, you're welcome to post them in the chat. If I could operate from a consciousness that says, I belong, I am loved, I am enough, how would things feel different? With this, we're going to take a little time to journal the questions that I brought up. Like I said, so many times when we think about making change and setting, New Year's resolutions, like the example I gave, it's coming from a place of insufficiency or lack, or I'm like not doing enough, I should be doing better, kind of a lot of self-pressure and self-expectation. So these questions are going to hopefully help us align with something a little different. So I'll invite Dr. Yu to read these questions for us.
Sure, glad to. Okay, so very first journaling question would be, where in my life do I still relate to myself as not enough or not there yet? What guilt or regret has followed me too long? And the second question to ponder would be, if I believed my worth was already complete, how would I treat myself differently? And third question is, what habits would naturally support me if I believed I was worth caring for as an expression of love rather than discipline?
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. I'll be playing some music. You can take some time. We'll take about 7 or 8 minutes, taking a few minutes with each question. And and yeah, just see what comes up for you. I'll be catching up on the chat here.